Hey guys, it's been a while since I recorded a video, but it's summer now, so I'm probably going to be doing them a lot more often. So, let's see, last time we played we were at the Sultan's Zoo, and, yeah, so I loaded up the save file here, and basically this part isn't very difficult. There's no puzzles or anything. That's really where the commentary is going to need to be focused most heavily. The combat, I'm not sure if I said this before, but the combat in this game is really straightforward. Like, it's not difficult at all. Maybe the platforming sections might be a little bit hard to follow, or, you know, those might be a little bit more puzzling. You don't know where to go exactly. You'll actually see I kind of lost track of where I was supposed to be going. But, see right here's a fight. This is really simple
they did survive.
And I'm trying not to talk over them. This game's kind of weird in terms of like dialogue during gameplay, because there's like this weird thing that they did with it where the audio mixing's kind of off, and so the sound effects are a lot louder than most of the dialogue. And that might just be because, you know, it depends on, I noticed, where you're looking. Sometimes if you look away from a person who's speaking with the camera, they suddenly get really quiet. And so it can be hard to hear what they're saying sometimes, but, you know, this was a game that kind of originated that whole idea of dialogue during gameplay. And so, at least they didn't put anything too important there. All the major story stuff is covered in cutscenes and stuff. So I'm going to try not to talk over them, just so that, because it's so quiet, like, you're not going to be able to hear them if I talk while they're talking.
Look, a crack! Here I am. I'll pull the lever. There's another crack. I'll see where it goes.
The fabled menagerie of Azad, the Sultan's pride and joy. It had been one of the wonders of the world. As a child I had dreamed of it and longed to see it with my own eyes. Now it was a place of terror, an abandoned ruin laid waste by the sands of time.
Here I am.
And that's another thing I noticed too, like at that part I kind of got a little worried because I wasn't sure if going into this room, overrode what Sphara was going to do. And so I wasn't sure if you were going to miss out on some dialogue she would have said because I got ahead of myself. But, you know, this, like I said, having originated the whole dialogue during gameplay, or like one of the first games in recent years to give that a shot, it wasn't super, you know, designed for it. And so it's not like, say, The Last of Us, where there's actual sections where as you're walking they're talking, and if you just keep walking, then they will finish at just about the same time you have to start doing other things. Whereas in this game you kind of have to stop and let them talk, otherwise you doing things will override what they're talking about and you'll miss out on some speech or some dialogue that they have to say. And so you can see at this part right here I was kind of not really sure what exactly it was I was supposed to be doing or where I was supposed to be going, which is, you know, like, it's really straightforward, as you'll see in a couple seconds. Like, once I finally figure out where the heck I'm supposed to be going, I felt like an idiot, because you literally just keep going straight. And I didn't know why I was going through all this if I just had to keep going straight, but I don't know, maybe it was, first of all, I don't remember anymore. Like, I used to play this game so often that I had it down, like, packed, like I had everything memorized. But, at this point now, it's not as fresh in my memory. And couple that with, like, say, having just finished The Last of Us, which encourages exploration, whereas this game is completely straightforward, I was probably just not in the right mindset to, like, get through this as fast as possible. But bottom line is I made it through, so, you know, just do what I do, minus the mistakes.
I just saw a door open.
So yeah, again, those are supposed to be visions of the future, and what's happening right now, in terms of story, is when you go into these save points, it gives you a vision of the future, and you're seeing
I'll start the
visions
story from here next time.
of the future where you die. And those aren't accurate, obviously, because if you died, it would be game over. And so, basically, that's basically the Sands of Time trying to tell you that, well, you'll figure this out in the story later, I don't want to spoil it right now, but I guess I'll just leave it at that, then, that the Sands of Time are trying to tell you you're gonna die. And so, they're showing you visions of you dying, even though those aren't accurate. Not to mention, from a storytelling standpoint, like for the writers and stuff, that also makes it useful because then they can keep things into the future secret, like things that are going to happen later in the game.
If you have believed the rest of my tale until now,
You get the idea.
perhaps you will also believe me when I tell you that, as we made our way through the moonlit ruins, I began to feel strangely drawn to the girl at my side. My reason told me to distrust her. She had good cause to hate her. Yet she had proven herself a loyal companion. And I confess,
Help me!
And so that section right there kind of showed off how the dialogue interacting with the gameplay kind of gets messed up sometimes, because he was sitting there talking, and then I got hit, and it just cut him off completely. And so what ended up happening was, for like, if you didn't catch it, I didn't hear it when I was playing it, I just heard it right now because I have headphones on. He was talking about how even though his mind and his logic told him not to trust this girl he's with, she kind of grew on him, and that's basically all he said. But, you didn't catch that, because for whatever reason they decided to put maybe 2 seconds between when he started talking and when the enemies showed up.
Wonderful. Hey! There's no door!
stand on that pressure plate, will you?
Yeah, and this section right here is the beginning of
Now
kind of
how
getting
do I get
connections.
through?
I don't know! Can't you crawl through a crack or something?
That kind of show their growing relationship, and I think that's probably the best part of the game right there. So yeah, and like this section right here, I kind of mess up a little bit. Usually the traps aren't hard to dodge because, they're completely predictable. It's all just about timing.
Here I am!
And sometimes, I'm human. I don't have impeccable timing. And it used to be, because of all the practice I had playing the game over and over again, I could do it no problem. But obviously, like I said, I kind of lost touch with that. And I wasted a rewind here because I didn't want to go into the next section with barely any health. Even though, as you'll see, it doesn't actually matter that much, but...
I only see you if I hit this moment. You did it!
Scene right there, she was saying something. I had no idea what she was saying. Even with the headphones on right now, I can't tell what the heck she was saying. She cut herself off, too. This video right here is just like a prime example of how you can kind of get the dialogue screwed up just by playing the game. And I'm trying not to do that, so in future videos I'm going to try and stop whenever they start talking and just let them finish their conversation before I do anything. So that they don't, you know, go around cutting themselves or each other off, stuff like that. See, and then that vision of the future kind of contradicted the previous one, because it's the same exact area, but he didn't die that time.
Done.
It's just, it's interesting to see how the story progresses. But yeah, so that'll end this video. Again, I'm probably going to make a whole lot more. I've already got 2 or 3 more recordings, so see you guys later.